Good evening and live from Akron, Ohio, just outside of Cleveland, a little town called Bath. We've got a crowd sitting off to the side here. We've been going strong since 3 p.m. This is Gourmet Smoke Session number 11. We're at Havana House, as I said, in West Ohio, west of Akron. It's a little town called Bath. This is our 11th session. We've got a lot of exciting things going on today. We've got a really simple but delicious and decadent meal planned for this evening. We also have a very special cigar that's named after, I would say, the general manager. He pretty much owns the place, right? Yeah, senior manager. Yeah, we're just determining the title right now. But we have a cigar that's named after him, a very special friend of the company and a very well known character in the cigar business, Matty Cupcakes. So we have a special cigar for that tonight. But as I said, we started today here at 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock p.m. We had, we're still eating here. We actually utilized a local meat purveyor for the meal that we had here today. We did Fogo charcoal rubbed steak tips. That was excellent with the Fogo charcoal rub. You can pick that up at meatandbone.com. Yes, I'm a sales guy. All the guys are joking around with me. They asked about the Fogo charcoal rub, and I gave them a card and the place to buy it because I don't have much left. But we had that. We did the famous barbecue Japanese chicken, which was excellent. We did some vegetables as well. And Erik Vadella, our new Midwest area sales manager, you'll get to meet him today. He's going to come on and talk to us for a bit in a little bit. He put together some beautiful charcuterie boards. So we did prosciutto San Daniele, and we had some dried salami, which was excellent. We did the manchego cheese for Meat and Bone, as well as the drunken cheese for Meat and Bone. We did some fig crackers, which was excellent. So that was really fun. We had a fig jam that was made with bacon and maple in it as well, and we had a nice mustard with that. So we had a really good time. We're still going strong here. We'll be here all night. So if you're in the Akron, Ohio area, you want to eat, there's still a ton of food. If you come, we can still cook it fresh too. We have another 10 pounds of chicken and another 10 pounds of steak in the back. But tonight, on our gourmet smoke session package, let's take a quick look of what we'll be preparing tonight. As always, if you look below in the right-hand corner of your screen, we do have the grill cam here. So if you're cooking along at home with us, you can just follow along at the grill cam the entire time. But let's see what Meat and Bone put together for us today. So this is our first session that we're going to be utilizing Wagyu beef. Now, what Wagyu essentially means is Japanese cattle. So Wagyu, Japanese cattle. So today we have a less known cut, but probably one of the more dynamic cuts of beef. We've got a Wagyu flat iron steak, and this comes from the shoulder portion of the cow. You can see right there on the screen, we have the cow in the middle. We're going to be seasoning that up today. It came in your package, one of the highest end salts in the world you can get your hands on. This is the Hep's white truffle sea salt. So we're going to be putting some of that on all over that to get it started. It's got a really rich umami flavor. Umami is that other taste that you get on your palate in Japanese cooking. So it's only fitting to use white truffle salts with a Japanese cut of beef. And then we're also going to be doing a Grillmaster sea scallops today. We have the Grillmaster's grilled garlic salt. They grill the garlic, put it up there. It comes in packaged in your package there. We're going to be putting that on top of the scallops. Scallops are really fun to cook. You don't want to cook them for too long because you can overcook them real easy. They're also really easy to undercook. So we'll see if I undercook or overcook them today. Bam's back. We got him back in the house. He's been waiting. There's a crowd around here that was very excited about the term Wagyu today. So we have some people that have returned for a second session here. But as I said, you can always jump on meatandbone.com. This package is always available, as well as our other packages from our past gourmet sessions. This is the Wagyu beef package for the gourmet smoke session number 11. So let's jump over to the grill cam here real quick. I'm going to show you what this food looks like when it comes in. All temperature controlled here. So this is our Wagyu flat iron. We got it in the temperature controlled packaging. Let's open this baby up. The hardest thing on these gourmet smoke sessions, guys, is actually keeping the smoke portion going. I think I got your problem from earlier. Why does my cigar keep going out? Might be talking. And it's always the guys that don't talk too much like me. I'm like, I don't talk too much. Yes, I do. I definitely do. So Wagyu is going to be a very high grade. This is a domestic Wagyu. We're very high grade, very high marbling. You see here, there's a lot of marbling and structure here. You can tell this is from the shoulder, so you can tell that there is some tendons in here as well. This is going to render down nicely, and that'll be the only little spot that's got a little toughness to it. But this is going to cook nicely. We're going to cook this for a little bit longer than we would as a thin cut of beef, simply because we're going to render down the fat. Anything that has high marbling, it can take a little bit more heat, and we render that down. We've got these sea scallops here. These are 10 to 20, so there's 10 to 20 scallops per pound. We've got a pound of those here. And then we got the Grillmaster's grilled garlic sauce. So we're going to get this started here. We're off to the side. We're going to grab the sea salt here. We're going to hit the grill here with a little bit of olive oil. This does have a higher smoke point, so it's going to smoke a little bit, but we don't care because we're going for some sear here. We want to really trap in those flavors and make sure. We call it here flavor threshold. So we got the Hep's white truffle salt, going to be real rich. And we're going to hit this steak up here with a bunch of salt. We'll throw it down here, salt one side, flip it around, salt that up. We're going to go for about a minute on each side here to get it started. Then we're going to set it off to the side for a 5-minute rest. When you're cooking any type of steak, or really any type of meat, beef particularly, the rest is what is the most important time. Essentially what that's doing, for those of you that are fans of sous vide or hear that term sous vide, that's a really precision style of cooking. What it does is maintain a consistent temperature for the entire time you're cooking and allows to have a very evenly cooked beef. So if you're doing this in a tempered cooking technique, which is what we're using here and what we traditionally use on Hacking Gourmet and the Gourmet Smoke Sessions, we're going to get a lot of heat on the outside, create a flavor threshold of crust on the outside of the beef, and then we're going to allow that meat, when it rests, to absorb the temperature, absorb the heat, break down that fat, and create a lot of flavor. So we're going to light this cigar up here in just a minute. We'll give this about 30 more seconds, then we're going to flip that bad boy around, and we'll take a look at what we're smoking today. We got really lucky. It's a beautiful day here. It was in the upper 70s, lower 80s. I've been in Florida the last 2 weeks, so everybody here was a little bit hot, but this was a respite for me. This truffle salt's all over my fingers, so I like this cigar. It tastes like white truffle. If anybody wants a lick, come on over. Yeah, nobody wanted a lick apparently, so hey, all right. All right. So we're using a griddle top. We're using the Next grill. It's similar to a Blackstone. I've been cooking on those a lot lately. Griddles have been something I've been really fond of. It's just got a lot of control and heat when you're cooking different foods. Really good with a nice sear. You don't have to worry about flame ups with fire. So we're using that again. This is, I think, the second session or third session in a row that we've used that. So we're going to flip this around. We'll get a new spot on the grill. You can see that we already got some nice crust on the outside, and it's going to rest really well off the side. This is something you could actually use a steak weight on it if you wanted to even it out. We don't really need to worry about that because the resting is going to do all the cooking for us. Got a little lounge music in the background. Got about 30 seconds left here. The scallops will be the very last thing we cook. They're going to take about a minute or so on each side at the most. We're just going to cook them on the flat sides. So that'll be the last thing that we cook. It'll take the very least amount of time. I do have a special garnish for today. We have some blood oranges. So we're going to garnish our plate today with some blood oranges that we sear up on the grill as well. I've enjoyed the people that have been following along with us the last few weeks. The last couple sessions in person, I've run into some guests that have been cooking along with us, and it's certainly very special to run into that. So thank you for that, and thank you for those people that share what they've been cooking. So we're going to take this off. We're going to put it the side that wasn't on the grill down, because heat rises. It sounds funny because you might want the heat to rise in, but we don't want it to completely rise in. We want it to slowly work its way through the meat. So we're going to have it up so the heat escapes through the top. So when that's resting off to the side, let's take a quick look at where we're at today. Like I said, we're here at Havana House. This is in the west part of Akron in a little town called Bath. They have 3 locations around the state. Where are the locations? We're in Bath, Broadmoor, Boardman, and what's the other one? Niles, Boardman, and Bath, all Akron technically. No? Everyone I come here, they're like, oh, just say it's Akron. And then when I get here, people are like, no, this isn't Akron. All right. So we're not in Akron, just remember that. But here's some nice pictures from our setup. This is the grill we're cooking at on the bottom here. Beautiful pointed humidor inside. And this is a picture, it truly is a house. Beautiful lounge, members lounge in the back. Great spot to host this, and really great supporters of our brand. And today we're featuring a very special cigar. We have the Matty Cupcakes cigar today. This is the Cupcake right here. So we have an Ecuador Sumatra wrapper, Dominican binder and filler, and full body. This is the biggest cigar we've done for a gourmet smoke session so far. This is a 6.5 by 60. This is from our Double E Harrow line, so very full body. This is what Matty requested. And I just found out today, I did hear the story about Matty Cupcakes, if anyone was curious. He's called Matty Cupcakes because he was wearing Johnny Cupcakes clothing line, and he liked it. He came out of a store in Boston many years back, and he walked outside, and there was a cupcake store, and he thought he was going to go over and buy a cupcake. And he went over to his actual clothing store, so he started wearing and buying a bunch of Cupcakes clothing, which now he has apparently over 100 articles of Cupcakes clothing. And he went to a industry trade show, which was the IPCPR at the time, and our friend Matt Booth dubbed him Matty Cupcakes, and it lives on to this day. I just heard that story today for the first time, which was crazy. But this is the Cupcake, 6.5 by 60, features an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade cupcake on it, full bodied, real smooth. You can grab those right now. You can actually call and talk to Matty Cupcakes himself. The number's right there. It's 330-664-1655. These are available in 5 packs. They also have a ton of other LFD if you're interested in that. And Matty today is saying that these are going to be $68, including shipping. So that's going to include all the shipping, and all of them will ship out on Monday. He also wants to know if there's still food in the back, which I think was for you earlier, so I missed that text message by like an hour. But there is still food in the back. But give Matty a call, ask for Matty Cupcakes, say hi to him, tell him you want this cigar. He's really proud of it. He's so proud that he's already talking to me today about 3 or 4 other cigars he'd like to do with his cupcakes on it. So I've created a monster, apparently. But those are available. You can call Havana House, talk to Matty himself. We'll get that set up for you. I think this is a good time to bring my Sous Chef on. Where's my Sous Chef? All right, yeah, I'm not going to be able to put you on the microphone because the last time I did that, we had to do the gourmet smoke session a month later because my computer screwed up. But this is Erik Vadella. He was our Sous Chef today. He's a chef in his own right. The guy can cook. He developed the charcuterie boards, which we'll be posting online later. He did a great job. He made salami roses. Yeah, they were beautiful. Yep, and he covers the Midwest for us and Kentucky. So he's got Ohio, Michigan. So you'll see him all over the place. Indiana, Illinois. Where else have I put you? Wisconsin, Kentucky, West Virginia, obviously. Ohio. Yeah. I feel like a jerk now. It's like 27 states. But Erik's brand new. He's been with us for about a month. Been doing a great job. He was a sous chef today. Here doing that, and thank you very much. And you'll be seeing him around. So if you're in the Midwest in any of those states, you'll be seeing Erik Vadella around. And we've got some plans to do some other stuff together. We'll be sous chefing more. So we've got some more things together, and I'll probably have him on some of these sessions in the future too to cook with us. So
like a chop style.
now he wants to compete. So there we go. But no, Erik, thank you, man. Appreciate it. You'll see him with LFD on the road. All right, so let's get these scallops opened up here. Since I'm outside, I'm just going to drain it on the ground for the raccoons later. Drain these out a little bit. Set these bad boys off to the side here. Set them away from the beef so we can avoid. I'm going to keep them in the bag there so we don't have cross-contamination. Now, one thing, we're going to jump back to the, we're going to stay off the grill cam here. I'm going to show you the steak. So a lot of the time you'll see people touch the beef. You want to test for temperature. You want to make sure that it's cooled off enough, that way the heat is absorbed back into the muscle and the protein. And then we're also, one thing we're doing is we're looking for texture. So as the beef heats up, it expands. You can see here, it'll expand in the center. I'll show you the next time we pull it off. And that means the juices are escaping. That's why we're creating this crust threshold on the outside so it can't escape. And then when we rest it, we're allowing that to absorb back in. So we want to get that back down to a regular room temperature. And we also want that to shrink back down, which is going to show that that moisture is back in the beef. So we're going to give that about another minute, and then we'll throw that on the grill. In the meantime, if you have any interest in checking out our other gourmet smoke sessions, you can always jump on hackinggourmet.com. I've got a little grease on my hands here, so we got to wipe this off. You can jump on hackinggourmet.com. It has all of our current sessions coming up, any of our special events, as well as our upcoming gourmet smoke sessions. On there are also all of our videos from the Flor Dominicana gourmet smoke sessions. You can check out current and past sessions. We post the sessions immediately following, so those are always up after. You can always check them out on YouTube as well at Hacking Gourmet and the Flor Dominicana YouTube page, as well as Facebook on Hacking Gourmet and LFD Cigars. Also on there, we have the swag store, information on all of our partners, LFD Cigars and meatandbone.com. And on there, you can also jump in and check out any of our past packages. All of our past packages are always available. So you see this, like what we're cooking, you can go to meatandbone.com and tap in Hacking Gourmet at checkout. And that'll give you 10% off your order. As I said, today we've got the Wagyu flat iron steak that comes from the shoulder of the cow. We're using Hep's white truffle salt, and we're cooking sea scallops, U10 to 20. That means there's 10 to 20 per pound, and we're utilizing the grilled garlic Grillmaster sauce. So jump back onto the grill. I'm going to put a little more oil on there. Why not? We've got oil to burn. Now I've got this grill turned up as hot as possible. We cook with a lot of heat here, so we want that to smoke immediately. We're going to grab this steak here, put that baby back on. We're going to do about a minute on each side. And we're cooking the steak today to be medium rare. We don't do medium. Medium's not a temperature option. That's why when you come to one of these events, I make sure you get your value of whatever you paid in the cigars, that you don't get to have an opinion on the food. And I do notice we have one special guest watching the show tonight. There's other special guests watching as well, but Alexandra Carney is watching the show. That's my brand new wife. It's still weird to see it say Alexandra Carney. I'm like, who the heck is that? It's my wife. You really don't want to move any proteins around when you're cooking it too much. You really wanted to focus the heat on that area. When you do the flip, when we flip this over, it's fine to move to a hotter spot, but don't be moving your beef around too much. We're not cooking ground beef here, trying to break it up. You really want to create that crust threshold that we have going on. We'll flip this bad boy over. This is coming out real good. We're going to do about a minute more on this side. We're going to let it rest for about 5 minutes after that. The final cook, we're going to give it about 30 seconds on each side, and then a 5-minute rest. And then during that 5-minute rest period, we'll get the scallops cooked, and we'll sear up those blood oranges below. And if you want to, you can see on the side here, this actually has this kind of a square cut of meat. If you want, you can tip it up on the sides to cook those sides a little bit more. Just give it a few, maybe 20 seconds on the side to crisp that up a little bit. It'll help cook it a little more even. And if you got a grill like this, you can prop it up against the side there. I said what we're doing here with this hot, short cooking time is a tempered cook technique. It's really allowing the fat to break down and absorb itself through the muscle, which is going to give you great flavor. This cooking technique is the difference between just throwing it on the grill for 5 minutes on each side and then cutting it open. We're not going to have a lot of juices going all over the place because that's going to be in the muscle. So we have that off to the side now for another resting period. It'll be about 5 minutes. But we do have a special session coming up in September. Our next Gourmet Smoke session is Gourmet Smoke Session number 12. This will be with the Train Car Cigar Bar in Big Spring, Texas. It's way west of Dallas, old oil town. And the Train Car, if you've never heard of it, you'll get to see, we'll do a tour of that one for sure. This is a cigar bar that's in train cars, which is kind of cool. They have a caboose on site, and the whole lounge and bar is inside a train car. This is where Hacking Gourmet was almost essentially born. This is where Brian McGee, my friend, and I had our first state competition. But that will be on September 2nd at 7 p.m. The Fogo charcoal rub, gentlemen, doesn't do well in your eyeball. Ooh. A little injury timeout. So at Gourmet Smoke Session number 12, we'll be releasing a special cigar. It's from our Colorado Oscuro line. This will be El Tren de Texas, which is the train of Texas. So we'll be having that. We're going to be doing, it's in Texas, so we'll be doing a cowboy steak experience. And this will be the first session, this will be the first session that we release desserts. So the people in here are wanting chocolate chip cookies, but at this one we'll be doing chocolate chip cookies. We'll be doing a dry-aged cowboy steak. This is the first time we've done dry-aged beef on the show. That can be at meatandbone.com. You jump on there, search Hacking, and you'll see the package for Train Car for September 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern. You can jump on and grab that right now. And on that day, the El Tren de Texas, the Colorado Oscuro blend, for them will be released as well. We're looking forward to that. So as I said, September 2nd, we'll see you live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for Gourmet Smoke Session number 12. And again, today we're smoking the Matty Cupcakes, the Cupcake. I'm about to light one up myself. Thank you, sir. First aid kit. This is the 6.5 by 60 double Hero featuring the Cupcake in honor of our friend Matty Cupcakes here at Havana House. A little cut. As I said, you can call up right now and talk to Matty Cupcakes himself, the man, the myth, the legend. Call up the number on the screen if you're interested in this, or if you just want to talk to Matty, you can call him up and talk to him. Call that number, ask for him, he'll be right there. He'll be very happy to talk to you. He's been working hard all day, so he might not be as happy as he was a few hours ago. And this cigar has an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, Dominican binder and filler from our farm in the Dominican Republic. As always with LFD, about 90% of every cigar we make is tobacco directly from our farm in the Dominican Republic. We've got a 300-acre farm down in the DR. Family-owned factory, has been around for 27 years. The end of this will be our 28th. Started on very mild cigars. Now we're known for very full body. But what that allows us to do is, with having everything vertically integrated, allows us to deliver a consistent product on a consistent basis year after year. For those that are regular LFD smokers, from time to time, some of the cigars may be hard to get. It's because we do not rush the hands of time, and we feel it's more important to make sure you get the consistent same cigar every time, rather than forcing something to market that's going to be subpar. So we apologize at times that there are delays, but we'd rather not make you angry with the quality. And when you get the cigar, you really enjoy it. But for those watching, our factory has just recently returned to full production. So you should see increased availability for that in the coming gourmet smoke sessions and just regularly around your retail stores. Like I said, you can grab this right now by giving Matty Cupcakes a call. And this is the store we're at today, Havana House. It's some nice pictures there. The humidor is beautiful. You can see LFD on the far right-hand side. Beautiful humidor, great little outdoor area we have today, and a good little crowd outside. Beautiful house here in Bath, Ohio, just outside of Akron on the west side of town. And we've got our cigar in our mouth. And we've got the steak resting off to the side here. We got the cigar in our mouth and the cigar resting on the side. We got the steak resting on the side and the cigar in our mouth. So you can see here, it's got a little more bulbous as it's heated up a little bit in the middle. We're still getting the temperature down there a little bit. We're gonna let this rest for a few more minutes off the side here. As I said, we're cooking on high heat today, as hot as possible. We want to trap in all those juices. This steak's coming along great. So all we're going to do with the scallops today is they're going to get seared about a minute on each side. We're going to hit them with a little bit of olive oil, and we're going to hit them with a little bit of the truffle salt. And I don't think we have, do we have any lemons? Do we still have lemons? Yeah, we're going to hit it with a little bit of lemon juice too. And if you're just joining us, I said you can jump on hackinggourmet.com, find all the Flor Dominicana smoke sessions, past and present. If there's one package you're interested in, the packages are always available on there, and the past episodes and sessions are always online. I am going to turn down the right-hand side of this grill just a little bit for the scallops. One thing you want to do with this Grillmaster sauce too is you want to shake it up because it's been settled there. So shake that up, get that ready to roll. Let's get these scallops set up. I'm going to hit a little olive oil off to the side here. If you're cooking this on a propane grill with fire, just turn it down to medium. Set them on the flat ends. What we're trying to do with these scallops is we don't want them to be glassy on the inside, which means they're undercooked, but we also don't want them to be tough. We'll use a little bit of the Hep's white truffle salt. You can never have too much truffle salt. Get those babies up. We're going to use this as a little bit of a garnish too, so we'll sear some of these lemons up. Hit it with some lemon juice. Check the steak over here on the side again. In pretty good shape. Now, if you see these are sticking a little bit, that means they're not quite done. So when they start moving on their own is when you're ready to flip them. We'll put our steak on here for another 20 to 30 seconds on each side. Flip these scallops over. Put these lemons over. Searing a fruit like this just releases the juices. Flip the steak over. Good crust going on. A few blood orange slices here. Set the steak on the side to rest. Here with a little more lemon juice. We've got our garlic sauce off to the side. Give it one more shake. I'm going to put a little bit of this right over the top of these scallops. Pull these scallops off the grill here. I've got a little grill scraper. We got some nice sauce here. It's all heated up. Pull that off. Little grilled garlics on the top of those bad boys. Garnish it with a little bit of parsley. And clean up our presentation here. Bring the grill cam over just a little bit. So you guys can see what's going on here. It's hot and spicy over here. All right. It's time to slice this bad boy open. Have a nice medium to medium rare Wagyu flat iron. I've got the steak inspectors over here. Clean that up a little bit. We're going to hit that with a little bit of olive oil on top. And we're going to take a little bit of the Hep's white truffle salt. And there you go. We've got gourmet smoke session. Let's get rid of this screen here off to the side. We've got your Wagyu flat iron steak, nice medium rare. We've got your garlic sea scallops off the side of the Grillmaster sauce. And we're about to sit back and enjoy this. I don't know if I have enough steak, so we're gonna have to cut this in half so everybody has to share. But we'll see you on September 2nd. At the train car in Big Spring, Texas. Thank you to the family at Havana House and all the customers for coming out today. We've had a great day. The night is just beginning here. We've got cupcakes for days, so you can give Matty Cupcakes a call. But until next time, September 2nd, so long for now. Enjoy your meal, and we'll see you next time.